The word Christmas is derived from the Old English term Christ's Holy Mass and has been in use for almost 1,000 years. Now today, Christmas is commonly celebrated on December the 25th or January 6th, 7th, or 19th in other Christian traditions. Now the date of Christ's birth is not recorded in the scriptures. Different theories abound, but it is clear that the December 25th date was in use as early as the mid to late 4th century. The Protestant split from the Catholic Church put the whole issue of celebrating the birth of Christ into play, Protestants emphasizing scripture rather than tradition. So there were some interesting battles over the issue of Christmas. With support from Oliver Cromwell, the celebration of Christmas was once made illegal by the government-approved Church of England. The English tradition had been to celebrate 12 days of Christmas. You've heard the song, no doubt? It seems the celebrations tended to get a little too rowdy for some folks. The Church of England thought that it needed to break from its Roman Catholic past, and since they could find no biblical justification for the holiday, they banned it. For a time, the government even mandated that businesses remain open on December 25th. But these and other measures failed. The people wanted to celebrate Christmas, and so the public sentiment for Christmas triumphed over government power. In 1870, Christmas was made a U.S. federal holiday by an act of Congress. And there's no denying its importance to the U.S. economy, where the traditions of family togetherness and gift-giving make it the single most important retail season. For many, the Christmas season is the make or break time of the year. For many Christians, it can be a little depressing to see how commercialized Christmas has become. But you know, I'm not one of those glass is half empty kind of guys. I say take that glass and fill it with wassail and raise it to Christmas. Some may try to secularize this holiday by turning it into some kind of a generic winter celebration. But almost everything you see at Christmas has a Christian tradition attached to it. It's not about pagan rituals. It's the most amazing time of the year. It's about charity to the poor, celebrating family, being a light to the world, and giving gifts. Santa Claus, the jolly secret gift giver, is popular in America and Europe by many other names, but his origin comes from Saint Nicholas, one of the early Christian church fathers. Very little is actually known about the life of Nicholas. We do know that he was the bishop of Myra in Lycia, Asia Minor. He was imprisoned under the persecution purge of the Roman Emperor Diocletian, but was released when Emperor Constantine came to power. There are numerous legends about Nicholas's secret gift-giving to the poor. In one story, Nicholas provides a dowry for a poor man's 3 daughters by dropping 3 small purses filled with gold coins through an open window. He died and was buried in the middle of the 4th century. The expansion of Islam in the 7th century led to its domination in Asia Minor. Apparently concerned about the possibility that the bones of Nicholas might be desecrated, Christian crusaders moved his bones to a church in Bari, Italy in 1087. His bones are still there today. Saint Nicholas is venerated by Christians around the world and was probably inspired by the most famous biblical story of gift-giving. That story is, of course, the Magi that brought gifts to the Christ child. After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. The nativity scenes that are still so popular today can be traced back to St. Francis of Assisi. It was during the Christmas season of the year 1223 that Francis decided that he wanted to celebrate the nativity, quote, in a new manner. It is said that Christmas was the favorite feast of Francis. We all know that St. Francis was especially fond of the poor and of animals. So, in the nativity scenes that are still so popular 800 years later, the poor are represented as shepherds, and the beasts of the field share the stable with the Christ child.
Christmas lights are the brightest symbols of Christianity at Christmas time. The tradition of putting out lights at Christmas started very modestly as lighted candles were placed in churches, inside the windows of homes, and even on Christmas trees. Here's a tip for you and your children. If you memorize some of the scriptures about light, you'll never forget the true meaning of Christmas. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." Further, Jesus said that believers were to reflect his light. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven.
So the next time you think that Christmas could use a little more Jesus, open your eyes to all of the symbols that pervade our culture everywhere at Christmas time.